So this guy says hello, and I'm gonna talk about mental illness, depression, suicide. With the two recent suicides of both Kate Spade and Anthony Bourdain, it's definitely been an uptick in the world right now. Everybody's talking about it. Something I want people to stop doing. Please stop doing this. Please stop making tragedy a competition, and also stop trying to put yourself on this pedestal to see, well, I help my friends. The most significant thing that anybody should be getting out of a suicide is, how do I prevent this? How do I stop this? The last thing anyone should be doing is saying, see, all of you are shitty, and all of you are shitty, and all of you are bad, and I am the one paragon of goodness. Who does that help? That's not helping anyone, just telling everybody else they suck at life. The best way to help is to listen to people who do feel like they might be suicidal, or feel depressed, or feel like they aren't making a significant contribution enough to exist. Be it, they feel personally like, oh, I don't do enough, or I don't do this thing. Well, how can you help them achieve that thing? How can you help them get through this? Because like I've said before in my Earl Sweatshirt video, sometimes just living normally is a win. When someone suffers with mental illness, and it's such a complex thing that we can't boil it down to just give them a hotline, or just check on them every few days. Sometimes people need different forms of assistance. So I think the best way to do it is just be like, hey, I know someone who's dealing with this type of stuff. How can I help that person? Ask the person, find out what works for them. And, don't force them into something that makes them uncomfortable. We are all complex human beings, and I think that we need to understand that when it comes to stuff like this, because everyone has different forms of suffering and different ways that they cope and different ways that they deal with this thing. And I think the most important thing too is, if you're someone who wants to help, make sure that you are also still taking care of yourself. I know it seems like that sounds selfish, but the most important thing you can do is make sure that you're actually capable of helping other people. And you can't do that if you're stretched completely thin to the point you don't know who you are anymore. And I think that's something that everyone should make sure they're still doing. We have to take care of people, but we also have to take care of ourselves. That's just an important thing to note. Important thing to note before I say, oh, you should do this, you should do that. Make sure that you are in a place where you can help people, but you are still able to function. Don't drag yourself thin. What you can do what's humanly possible. At the end of the day, as we've seen, mental illness is a severely, complicated thing that affects a lot of people. And as you can see, even if you are significantly successful, and even if you do touch a lot of lives, you might not be feeling the best about yourself. So if you or anyone is feeling down, the best thing that I can say is find someone around you that's willing to listen and help you navigate through this. Find professionals, if need be, that can help you navigate through this. There's a healthy way for you to cope with your pain and your mental illness. Please take that road, as long as it's healthy and it's not something that can be dangerous for you. Anything that works for you. Like I said before, we all just pop into this universe, in this earth, floating rock in space, and for a lot of us it's a big fucking struggle, but we're all just trying to navigate through life. And if you can be a helping hand to someone, or if someone can be a helping hand to you, take it or give it.